So maybe you're wondering now, where do you land in terms of if there's an authenticity spectrum, where do you land, right? So I thought it would be fun to do an assessment. It's very simple. It is 7 statements. Your score on this assessment is how many of these statements are true for you. Okay, so I'll just read them out loud. I do not change how I behave depending on whether I'm at home or at work. I'm less concerned with fitting in and more concerned with belonging. My work has purpose and meaning for me. I would rather be myself and be alone than pretend I'm someone else and be a part of the crowd. I share how I'm feeling willingly and effectively. I'm willing to admit when I've made a mistake, and I recognize that the leader is not necessarily the person who has all the answers. Okay? So if you scored between a 0, a 1, or a 2, I would say that that's at the lower end of the authenticity spectrum, which I made up, so it sounds kind of smart and all of that. But if there were a spectrum, I would say you're in the lower end. And all that means is that you probably put on a different persona depending on who you're with and what environment you're in. So if we were to work together, I would give you homework. And I would invite you to share something with somebody that you trust and somebody that genuinely cares about you. Share with them something that you don't want them to know about you. So, ooh, I love the giggles, the nervous laughter. I got it. Yeah. So something like, my favorite example, because it's true for me, is that let's pretend I was really stressed out last night and I ate Nutella out of the jar, right? That's something I don't want somebody to know about me, but it does anybody else do that? Anyone? No? Okay, great. So I'm the only one. And you can go as deep as you want to. If you scored a 3, a 4, or a 5, I'd say you're kind of smack dab in the middle. Training wheels are off. You know about authenticity. You've done it. You know how it feels. And if you want to deepen that, my homework for you would be to, in the next 24 hours, when somebody asks you a question, to answer it honestly. We have a lot of social things that we do, like when someone asks me, how you doing? And I say, fine, that's probably not honest. I'm a lot of things. Fine's the socially acceptable answer. I would invite you to be honest about how you're doing. I would do this with somebody that you know or that you care about. I wouldn't do this with, the person at Target that's checking you out. They might care. I don't know. And if you're a 6 or a 7, I would say you are an authenticity superstar. And there's always room to grow. So I would invite you to continue to develop your own authenticity. Doing talks like this is a really great way to develop your authenticity. And if you're in a role of leadership, I would encourage you to create space for your team to work on to at least play with their authenticity. Be a role model for them.